What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to what I sincerely hope will be the final, installation, getting set up, IT nonsense video. Uh, in the last video, we wrote and compiled and ran our first C program, and that was tons of fun. Unfortunately, some of the tools we were using were not available out of the box on Windows. So we have to do a little more work to get our Windows friends up and running. So today we're going to do a min-gw install, and that stands for minimal GNU for Windows. And I'm going to link this page in the description as I always do, but it's a pretty good getting started page. Like, it has a lot of stuff that explains how it all works, but it has a lot of stuff that's sort of extraneous for what we need. It's too much information, I would say. So what all we need to do is we just need to come down here to where it's like, hey, use the graphic user interface installer. Yes, it's easier. Click on this link. It's going to take us to SourceForge, and our auto download will download right now. Boom, dunzo benunzo. We're going to click on this, setup, and it opened on my other monitor, of course, but here it is, and we're going to just install it, because that's how we do. It has a installation directory. It prefers the C, just C min-gw, and that's probably the best place to put it. Like, there's no reason to put it in some kind of crazy spot. And you definitely don't want to put it anywhere where it has spaces in the names, like program folder or my programs or whatever kind of Windows stuff, because GNU does not like spaces in file directory names. So I'm going to actually change it to my D drive, I think, just because I already have it, but it's fine. This guy's getting froggy over here. What are you doing? Okay. And install the user interface? Yeah, because why make it harder, right? Like, we don't need to, and I guess, yeah, sure, whatever. Oh, of course, I already have it. Just reinstall it. So this is going to be, hopefully it doesn't break because I already have it, but it is going to probably take a little bit of time. So I may pause it here for a second and just come back when it's done. No, it's done. That was fast. Alright, cool. So after you've done that part, you've now officially installed the installer. But now we have to continue, and it opened in the other window again. And here is our installation manager. So now that we have our installation manager, we need to install just basic, just the see, this is what I'm talking about with the unintuitive. Like, I left click on this and it's like mark for installation. Like, yeah. So we're just going to install this basic min-gw installation, because we definitely don't need a Fortran compiler, but we don't need any of this stuff. We just want to be able to use GCC, and we'll also have GDB in there if we get to talking about that. That could be useful. So then we go to installation, and we're just going to apply changes. And then it's like, do you want to just stuff all this in there? And you're like, yep. And now this is the part that no, that was fast too. No, well, I don't know. I'm gonna pause it because otherwise it's just dead air. I think this does take a minute, so it will take a second, and then I will come back and it'll be all installed. Alright, so it actually didn't take that long, but I'm glad that I paused it because it would have been kind of just annoying. So all my changes were applied successfully, and I'm now going to close this dialog. And we can also just close this, and you probably will never need it again. The only thing that you still need to do is you need to set an environment variable, because if I pull up my command prompt, right, and we remember, I'm going to close this because it's distracting. if you remember, I wrote in here in an earlier video my hello.c and my sublime.c as well, which are both kind of C programs. But if I try to compile them with my GCC compile, it is going to work because mine's already set up. But if you try to compile it, it won't work, and that's because you don't have a path variable. As you remember in the last video, if you watched that far, because this is for Windows, I had to do a / in front of my executable file because my computer didn't know where to look for that file. So that's the same situation sort of here, is that when I try to run GCC, or if you try to run GCC without setting an environment variable, your Windows machine is going to look in your present directory, which is where you are, which is d/example in this case, or wherever you are. But it's going to not find GCC in that directory, so it's going to be like, I can't run GCC because I don't know what it is. So we have to set our own environment variable in this case. So that's not too hard to do if you know where to look. You just go to this PC, right click on it, and go to Properties, or My Computer if you're on Windows 7. I think it's called My Computer. Whatever it is, it's going to pull up this thing here, which is your About My Computer. It tells you all your stuffs, and you're going to go to Advanced System Settings, and of course it always opens in the wrong window. And then once you have opened Advanced System Settings, you're already in Advanced, you go to Environment Variables, which is where we're trying to go. And then these are all your environment variables. You'll probably have less than I do, but you're going to go to your path environment, and you will have a path environment, and you're going to go to Edit, and then it's going to, if you hit the right arrow key, you'll go all the way to the end, because that's where you want to be. And you want to enter, as you see, I already have it, but you're not going to have it. But you're going to want to enter the directory, the file directory of where your GCC compiler has been installed. And I have one on my C drive, and I also have one on my D drive, but I'm just going to leave it there. And it's very important that you do C : your directory path, which you should just take the default, just use min-gw, there's no reason to change it, and then /bin, because bin is where all your actual files are going to be. And then when you hit, and then I would put a semicolon, because what usually happens to me when I put a new thing in is I forget the semicolon in between the last thing I put and the new thing, so then it breaks. Like if it's just like this, like it's not going to work. And then I'm like, why is my environment variables not working? And it's because I forget to put a semicolon. So I always put a semicolon at the end, even though the last one doesn't technically need one. I would just put it so you don't forget later. And then that's cool. So we hit OK and OK, and then we close this. And then when I do GCC sublime.c, it compiles, and it's kind of already there because I was making sure it worked before I filmed. But that a.exe is a little different, right? If you remember watching the last video, it was a.out, right? So just a little bit different. Windows likes to call its executables exes. That's fine. And the other thing that's different about Windows, I guess I should say, is that you don't have to put the / before it, because Windows always looks in your present working directory first. So since a.exe is in example folder, then we don't have to specify any path names for it. We just say, hey, I'm in the a.exe folder. And then when we press enter, it's like, oh, hello Sublime, bia, and you see that there's no space in between this exclamation mark and this bia, even though if I pull up the actual program, right, it has, they're on separate lines. But the print statement, well, I'll get into all that stuff in the next video. I just wanted to make sure that everybody was up to uh, up to snuff, so to speak. Alright, so that was a pretty short video, actually. I thought it was going to take longer for some reason. I guess because sometimes installing stuff can be a pain in the ass, or I find it to be a pain. But that's all it should be. If you have any problems or run into any issues, like, feel free to leave comments. Because maybe I'm just weird, but I always find like I have the damnedest time trying to install stuff. So, yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. All right.